ESPN. I don't know if y'all know, but it's time to relinquish Malika Andrews of her job. Malika Andrews has such a deep hatred of black men, and we're tired of watching your network to see her hate on us. I'm going to take you through a deep history of her hating on black men, starting on when she disrespected Brandon Miller, the number 2 pick of the NBA draft at the draft, by bringing up this case that he wasn't charged in. And she does this all the time. Let's go through history and watch.
His name did surface in court testimony involving a case where his former teammate and another man, they've been indicted for capital murder in the fatal shooting of 23-year-old Jamia Harris in January. The University of Alabama has described Miller as a cooperating witness. How is this factoring, if at all, into how teams are evaluating him?
Yeah, Malika, part of it. I don't think it would be brought up at all if it wasn't for Malika just bringing it up on national television right now.
Thank you. Shout out to Flight Mike, who is not black, but he very much understands what Malika Andrews just did there. Let's move on.
Obviously, we are here in Chicago for what is sure to be a special night in the draft lottery, which will decide where Victor Wembanyama, a generational talent, is headed. But let's start here, because this is the second time in about 2 months that Ja Morant, the star of the Memphis Grizzlies, has been seen on social media brandishing a firearm. And before he was reinstated after his suspension last time, he flew to New York, he sat down, he met with you. What did you say to him about how much more severe it would be if he did this again?
Well,
do you see how long it took Adam Silver to answer this question? Because he wasn't expecting it. Because Malika Andrews just threw this grenade in his lap in the middle on national TV. Why would you bring that up? This has nothing to do with Ja Morant. Let's move on.
Get your finger out of my armpit. We're just happy to see Jalen Rose welcoming in.
Oh, so now you're going to falsely accuse a friend of yours, Jalen Rose, for getting freaky in your armpits? He touching your armpits? We see clearly from the video, his fingers were not under your armpit. Why would you say that on national TV? Just to loft that out there like that? Another grenade right in the lap of a black man. Let's move on.
In Woj, you reported that Joe Mazzulla will be the interim head coach here. You can see his resume on your screen. He's been a Celtics assistant coach the last 3 seasons after spending the previous 3 seasons at Fairmount State. And he played for West Virginia between 2006 and 2011, and now could become the NBA's youngest head coach at 34 years old. And we'd be remiss not to also mention that Mazzulla was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. He pled guilty, paid a fine, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. The domestic battery case never went to trial. It was settled in August of 2009. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines. So, Woj, why are the Celtics choosing him as their next head coach?
Not charged for domestic battery and underage drinking? You went back to his college days to bring up an underage drinking charge? And this man was being awarded to be the new coach of the Boston. This woman is unbelievable. Almost forgot this, but let us not forget how she disrespected Stephen A. Smith on his own show in trying to reiterate that she wanted to keep the woman's identity in which Ime Udoka cheated with a secret, even though it was consensual, right? Especially due to the fact that she was a white woman. I don't know if that had something to do with it, but either way, they had no problem throwing Ime Udoka under the bus, a black man, right? But then the woman's identity they want to keep secret, even though she was cheating with Ime. Let's move on.
Former Michigan State star Adrian Payne was shot and killed in Orlando, Florida, early Monday morning, the Orange County Sheriff's Office said. And Payne was the 15th pick by the Atlanta Hawks in 2014. Played 4 seasons in the NBA with multiple teams. In 2018, he was waived by the Magic after he was named in a report by ESPN's Outside the Lines that he'd been involved in an alleged assault at Michigan State in 2010. No charges were filed in that case.
Now, mind you, this is what this woman put in the news directly after this man passed. She did, and she did not include the essential details that he left his home with his woman to go and defend another woman in a domestic violence situation and got deleted in the process of doing so. He's going to defend women's honor. As y'all say, we don't protect women. He gets deleted doing so and doesn't even get the respect of that being said in the report of him passing on. You know what she does bring up, though? Charges from the past that were never founded, that had no validity, that were dismissed, that he wasn't charged for. This is what I'm saying about this woman. She is melanated and she hates every part of it. You understand what I'm saying? She hates the fact that she has to even be called light skinned. She don't want no part of the brown on her skin. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know where her lineage is from. I know she's from that of, the other side. It is what it is. A lot of us are mixed. I'm lighter skinned. You understand? And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's something deeply wrong with that when you take a deep hatred and not loving yourself. Yourself is part of whatever you are blended with. Like it, love it, or hate it. That's you. If you got this, that, and the other mixed into you, that's what you are. But I don't care what you do. I don't care how much bleaching cream you use. I don't care how much hatred you spew online. You cannot erase that out of your lineage. You cannot erase that out of who you are. I don't care how you try to talk, how you try to enunciate yourself. And we know Malika does that very well. But people like me see through it. I see through it all. I know that you hate every part of this melanin that you have. And you show it every chance you get against black men. At least you hate it when it comes to black men. Maybe not so much when it comes to women, because y'all, whatever. Y'all go to the bathroom together and do each other's makeup, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know that the disrespect is real when it comes to black men. And me, for one, I'm tired of it. ESPN is a place for men to watch sports. Black men, white men, whatever. And when it comes to people like the Flight Mike, who can also recognize that this woman, like, why would this woman bring this up on this day and on this time? It ought to say something to you, ESPN. It ought to say something to you. And shout out to the Do Better podcast for a couple of these clips here. But it's just, that's exactly what I want to say to Malika Andrews. It's time for you to do better, baby. I don't know how you're going to do it. And I don't believe you even want to do it. And that's fine. If that's where you want to stay, please stay on that side of the fence. Because we, as the black delegation, as Dave Chappelle say, I believe we traded you a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? Please stay on whatever side of the fence that you on. We don't need you. But I'm saying ESPN, there's a lot of the fellas that disagree with this type of programming that you're pushing to us. Like we're supposed to accept it. This ain't it. This your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.